Okay, so today we're diving into a story about pure, unadulterated engineering grit. It's all about a car that, when you look at it on paper, really shouldn't be this fast. We're talking about a 1992 Honda Civic that is just completely rewriting the rulebook 1/4 mile at a time.
So let's just jump right in with the headline number because, it really puts everything else into perspective. This isn't just about some fast car, it's about how it's so unbelievably fast.
10.1 seconds. Just let that sink in for a minute. That is how long it takes this car to blast through a 1/4 mile from a complete standstill. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's quicker than a whole bunch of modern supercars. It is just mind-bendingly fast.
And here's where it gets kind of wild. This isn't some $1 million exotic machine. It's a humble little hatchback from the early 90s. Yeah, the kind of car you'd see in your high school parking lot back in the day.
So you're probably thinking, okay, what's the secret? For any modern performance car, the first thing that pops into your head is a gigantic turbocharger, right? Just cramming tons of air into the engine.
Well, that's the big twist here. There's no turbo, no supercharger, nothing like that. This car's incredible speed comes from something way more challenging, something a lot of people see as a purer form of engineering. This is the art of all motor. To really get this car, you first have to get the philosophy behind it. You see, choosing to go all motor, that's a deliberate choice. It's the hard path, and it's all about mechanical perfection over just sheer brute force. So what do we even mean by all motor? Well, it means the engine is naturally aspirated. It basically breathes all on its own, using nothing but the air pressure around us to fill its cylinders. All the power, every single horsepower, comes from making every little mechanical piece work together in perfect, hyper-efficient harmony.
And this really shows you the two completely different ways of thinking. On one side, you've got forced induction, the power adder's way. It's all about brute force, jamming air into an engine for a huge explosive result. But then you have the purest path, the all-motor way, and that is all about finesse, optimizing every last molecule of airflow for this incredibly smooth, linear power delivery. In this quote, man, it just nails the whole idea behind the all-motor philosophy. It's a conscious decision. It's about earning every single horsepower through painstaking, meticulous engineering, not just cranking up a boost knob. Okay, but all that engineering excellence doesn't mean a thing if you don't have the right foundation. And for this car, that starts with making it unbelievably, absurdly light. The final number is just, wow. 1,800 pounds. That is it. A brand new Honda Civic weighs over 1,000 pounds more than this car. We're talking lighter than a lot of purpose-built single-seater race cars. It's just incredible.
So how in the world did they pull that off? Well, with just extreme, ruthless discipline. They started with the EG chassis, which is already pretty light. And from there, it was a mission of systematic removal. Anything, and I mean anything, that didn't make the car go faster, stop safer, or stay rigid, it got tossed. The entire interior, sound deadening, AC, poof, gone.
All right, so the car is a total featherweight. Now, let's talk about the heart of this beast. With a chassis this light, every single ounce of power you can squeeze from the engine is absolutely critical. This is where the real magic happens. The whole engine build pretty much comes down to 4 key pillars. First, you start big with a 2.4-liter K24 block. More displacement means more potential power. Then you cram in high-compression pistons to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the fuel. All of that air and fuel has to breathe through a hyper-efficient racing cylinder head for max airflow. And finally, the whole thing runs on M1 methanol, which is a wild racing fuel that lets them run that crazy compression without the engine just blowing itself apart. And if we dig in a little deeper, you start to see the hardcore parts you need just to survive at these levels. You've got lightweight aluminum rods to handle the insane stress of high RPMs. That cylinder head isn't just about moving a lot of air, it's CNC ported to maximize the speed of the air. And the whole valve train is perfectly matched to prevent something called valve float, which is when the valves can't close fast enough. At these speeds, that would mean a catastrophic engine-destroying failure. Okay, so we've got a featherlight car and a screaming high-compression engine. Awesome. But honestly, that's only half the battle. How do you actually get all of that power to the ground without just sitting there spinning your tires into smoke? Right, this is where the drivetrain and the suspension become the unsung heroes of the story. These parts are every bit as important as the engine for hitting that 10.1 second time. The recipe starts with the transmission. It uses these incredibly strong straight-cut gears that can handle the violent shock of a drag launch. The suspension, it has one job, and it's not comfort. Its only purpose is to manage how the car's weight shifts, making it squat down and plant those tires to get every last bit of grip. Literally, every single component you see here was chosen for one reason: to turn raw power into pure forward momentum.
And the person who has to make all this theory work in the real world? That's builder and driver Joshua Bracamonte. For him, this isn't just some project car. This is making a childhood dream come true, a dream that started with Hot Wheels and hearing those modified Hondas tearing through his neighborhood.
But look, you never pull off something this insane all by yourself. It takes a village, right? Joshua works with a whole crew of specialists, from the master builders at Jerry Built Racing to the wizard tuner Armin Tuned, all backed up by a community of supporters who shared the same passion and knowledge for this incredible craft.
So you hit an amazing 10.1 second pass. What do you do next? Pack it up and go home? No way. For a team like this, the race is never, ever over. Now they're chasing an even bigger, more elusive target.
The quest is on. Right now, they're sitting at 10.1 seconds. The ultimate goal, break into the 9-second club. And that means finding even more power from that engine, shaving off every last precious gram of weight they can find, and just perfecting every tiny detail of the launch in the tune.
And let's be crystal clear here. Breaking into the 9s, that's not just chipping another 1/10 of a second off the time. No, that would elevate this car from being simply exceptional to being absolutely legendary. It would put it in a very, very small elite club of the fastest all-motor 4-cylinder cars on the entire planet. Which really leaves you with a final question to chew on. This whole build proves what's possible when you pick finesse over brute force. So it makes you wonder, as technology keeps pushing forward, are we actually seeing the absolute limit of what a naturally aspirated engine can do? Or are pioneers like Joshua Bracamonte and his team just getting warmed up?